we're streaming. There we go. Sorry. I was just checking it out online to see if we were live streaming, and it looked like we were there for about a minute and a half. So welcome to our Monday, October 5th, 2020 Adelaide Metcalfe Council meeting. I'll call the meeting to order. Is there any declaration of pecuniary interest or general nature thereof from members of council? Okay, seeing none. We have the minutes of the previous meeting, and those are from September 21st, 2020. I have a mover and a seconder for approval of those. We have Deputy Mayor Hendricks and Councillor McKinnon. All those in favor? And that's carried. We don't have any delegations or timed events. I will just note that we do have Jessica here from the county. She's from the HR department. She's here. She's joining us for our closed session section at the end of the meeting. So our correspondence, our next regular meeting is Monday, October 19th, followed by the next day is our planning virtual meeting. And that's Tuesday, October 20th. And then in November, the first meeting would be November 2nd. Moving into the recommended readings, the first one is from Blue Water Recycling, and it's the September 2020 notes. Item number 2 is from St. Clair Region Conservation Authority, and it's an update from September. Item number 3 is from the Ministry of Municipal Affairs and Housing, and it's a Parkland Dedication Development Charges and Community Benefit Charges Authority. Item number 4 is from Debbie France, and it's the Stop Illicit Cannabis Grow Operations. Item number 5 is from AMO, and it's the 2019 Annual Report. Item number 6 is from MPAC, and it's the September 2020 In Touch. And then item number 7 is from the AGCO, and it's a public notice in regards to a cannabis retail store application at 51 Front Street West in Strathroy. Is there any questions at all on any of the correspondence? Yep, Councillor Clark.
I'm just curious why the Gaming Commission has advised us of the cannabis store in Strathroy and why the word Kerwood, the location Kerwood, is mentioned on that application.
So
is that a error?
So through you, Mayor Smith, to Councillor Clark. So AGCO, there's a requirement when anybody applies for an application with AGCO, whether it be cannabis or alcohol or a gaming license, and there's public notice that's required. So because we're a neighboring municipality, we're provided in that notice. I don't know why Kerwood is involved because I haven't seen the application itself, but because we're a neighboring municipality, there'll be a public requirement for notice.
Okay.
And I'm not certain, the application is usually available online when things like that are submitted through AGCO, but that's something I can look into.
I'm just curious why Kerwood is mentioned.
Could it be, Jen, maybe in your research, maybe it's because cannabis retail stores, maybe there's like a zone or different areas that they're allowed to be, and maybe there's only one location allowed to be in a certain area and it's labeled as Strathroy and Kerwood. That could be, I don't know. Just thinking, like thinking outside the box as to why that would be.
Yeah, it could be. I'll look into that and I can email all of council with my findings.
Great, thank you.
Yeah, no problem.
Okay, is there any other questions on the correspondence? Seeing none, so we need a motion to resolve that council, jumping down a couple, sorry. We received the correspondence item CC1 to CC7. Mover and seconder. Okay, Councillor Brody and Councillor Clark, all those in favor, and that's carried. Alrighty, so jumping into the staff reports, and it looks like they're all from the clerk and acting treasurer, Jennifer.
Thanks, Mayor Smith. My first report is bringing back the draft time off policy, which we've renamed to holiday closure policy so that it doesn't get conflicted with the vacation structure policy and the bank time policy that Public Works has. So I've been in talks with Morgan, and we discussed that maybe changing the policy name might be better suited. So it is now called the holiday closure policy. There was a couple of amendments that we made, policy name, as I mentioned, and under purpose to define the dates and time the municipal office will be closed during the holiday season. And of course, that's if council approves. Under the procedure, we added wording that the CAO at their discretion may approve staff to work in the event of emergency to complete work necessary to carry out the service delivery of the township. That basically was in case staff didn't have vacation time or bank time or flex time or lieu time available in order to take the day off to be paid for the break between Christmas Eve and New Year's Eve. If staff wanted to, they could consult with the CAO and get approval to work during any one of those days, provided that the work alone policy be adhered to. And that's also in conjunction with council.
Okay, thank you, Jen. Is there any questions at all from members of council? Okay, seeing none. So we have the motions here. So it's resolved that council received the holiday season office hours time off policy, holiday closure policy. Staff report is presented by the clerk acting treasurer. So motion to receive the report. Okay, Councillor McKinnon and Councillor Clark. All those in favor? And that's carried. And then a motion to resolve that council approve the holiday closure policy to define hours of operation during the holiday season. Okay, Councillor McKinnon and Deputy Mayor Hendricks. All those in favor? And that's carried.
Okay. My next report is on the meeting schedule for 2021. So some time ago, I had conversations with the mayor, and it was just thought it would be good process and good procedure to bring all the meeting dates forward for council's awareness for the next calendar year. As you know, there's lots of conferences and workshops that staff and council attend. So if we could bring all that information ahead of time, that might help council be aware of things that are coming up in the upcoming year. So I've listed all the dates that the council meetings could possibly be scheduled for 2021, providing council approve it, with the exception of Monday, January 11th. Technically, according to our procedural bylaw, that first meeting would be Monday, January 4th, but the agenda would be uploaded the Thursday prior, which is December 31st. And staff, if council was to approve that policy, the holiday closure policy, we wouldn't be open on December 31st in order to upload the information as well. There's very little information that comes, especially during Christmas period, from outside external agencies. So it was recommended that Monday, January 11th, 2021 be the first meeting for 2021 in January. I've listed the conferences in 2021 from the information that I could find online. So there's Roma 2021 is January 23rd to the 26th. And this is as of today that it's still scheduled in person at the Sheraton in Toronto. OGRA 2021 is February 21st to the 24th, and the proposal is a hybrid. FCM 2021 conference and trade show is June 3rd to the 6th or June 10th to the 13th in Montreal. The AMCTO conference, which is the Clerks and Treasurers Conference, is scheduled in Niagara Falls in June 2021. Just a little bit of history on that. We haven't had staff normally go to that one. I was scheduled to go this year, but because COVID, that was canceled. AMO conference is scheduled August 15th to the 18th, 2021 in London. And the Teeny Tiny Summit, I didn't have luck finding a date for 2021 yet, but I know that has been of interest to council in the past. So I just made a note that that summit has yet to be scheduled. And then starting in November of 2020, planning meetings are going to go back on the second meeting of the month as it was before when we were in person. So starting on November 16th, planning meetings will be the same night as the council meetings to go back to that regular schedule. So it helps with process and streamline planning applications. There's no financial implications in regards to scheduling the 2021 council meetings. And my two recommendations there, one to receive this report, and then the second one is to approve the 2021 regular council meeting schedule as recommended by myself.
Okay, thank you, Jen. Is there any questions or comments from members of council? See me there. Just the one that I was thinking of, just really looking at that list for August. So we just have the August 3rd, which is the Tuesday following the long weekend. It looks like.
Yes.
I just didn't know if council members wanted to have that in the middle, more in the middle of the month, or like the following week. So like maybe the 9th. So it's spread out a little more, because that is a long time between August 3rd to then September 7th.
7th. Mm-hmm.
2021 is quite a unique year from what I've seen in the past. There's a few months that have 5 Mondays in them. So there's going to be some months are going to have more than just the 1 week in between council meetings.
Yeah.
Just to bring council aware of that, just looking at the schedule. So yeah, if you wanted to move August 3rd to the 9th, you most certainly could.
I think that's the only comment that I have. I think other than that, it's very streamlined and regular. It's just that it's more than a month. So I just wasn't sure if we should switch that one. No one's saying yes, nobody's saying no. So yeah. Councilor McKinnon?
Well, the clerk, acting treasurer, is given the opportunity to pay any bills that we would suffer late payment fees on. So I don't have a problem with it staying the 3rd, or I don't have a problem going to the 9th, whichever would accommodate paying the bills a little more ready.
Okay.
If
Any
that
other?
helps.
Councilor Clark?
Yeah, aside from Betty Ann's comments, yeah, maybe it'd be better to bump it a week just so there's not such a greater distance in time between the two meetings. So that's all.
Okay. Do you have a mover and seconder for either what's recommended or with that change from August 3rd to August 9th?
I'll move it with the change to August 9th.
Okay, seconded by Councilor McKinnon. Okay, any further discussion? All those in favor? And that's carried. And then we also need a motion to receive the report. Okay, Councilor Brody and Councilor Clark, all those in favor? And that's carried.
Okay, my last report is the accounts payable listing from September 15th to September 28th in the amount of $672,544.43. You'll notice it's quite a bit this term, and it's because of the school board levies that are due September 30th.
Okay, is there any questions on the accounts at all? Okay, seeing none. We just need a motion to resolve that council receive the invoice payment approval report as presented by the clerk, acting treasurer, and that council approve the account listings for the September 15th to 28th, 2020 in the amount of $672,544.43. Okay, Councilor McKinnon and Councilor Brody, all those in favor, and that's carried. All right, so that's the end of our staff reports. Do we have anything for other business? Yeah. Deputy Mayor Hendricks.
Just as a point of interest, on the weekend, I finally, there's some activity happening on Center Road beside Tim Hortons. There's some actual building materials going into the lot. So I think we're finally back on track for getting something going there.
Excellent. I know Shannon, she reached out to the company there that is doing that development. I don't know if Shannon, did you want to make any comments on that one?
So yeah, I did reach out and they had advised that we would see construction starting back up. And I did forward that on to all of council. So they were also aware of that in the event that anybody had asked them. So it's good to see that it's moving.
Yes, very good. All right, is there anything else for other business before we go into our closed session? Okay, seeing none. We just need to have a motion to resolve that council hold a closed session meeting. Before we go into closed, Jen, do I need to do this first motion to delegate the clerk duties?
Yes, please.
Okay, so we need a motion to resolve that council delegate the clerk duties to the acting township manager, Morgan Calvert, for a portion of the closed session, in particular, section 239 2B, personnel matters about an identifiable individual, including municipal or local board employees, and D, labor relations or employee negotiations. So mover and seconder for that. Okay, Councillor Brody and Councillor Clark, all those in favor? And that's carried. And then we need that motion to go into closed session under section 239 2B, D, F, and K of the Municipal Act. And that's at 7:18. Councillor Clark and Councillor Brody, all those in favor? And that's carried. And for everybody watching live on YouTube, we'll be back to pass those bylaws once the closed session is done.